quick note, I did think it was a little bit ironic that somebody that doesn't have lips is always talking about somebody having lips. Because John Gruden doesn't have any lips. I don't know if you guys have seen. Google John Gruden. He has no lips.
Hold on.
I was doing the same thing. I was like, dude, what?
Oh, he's
no
jealous.
lip.
Oh,
It just
jealousy.
goes.
That's
It's
jealousy.
just a face with a hole. Pause. There's no like the lip is supposed to be the intermission. There's just no intermission.
It's straight line.
Right.
Yo.
Right. It is mine.
All right, so here's my question to y'all, right? Because I'm letting y'all know right now. Anybody do an investigation into my DMs from over 10 years ago, they gonna pull the plug on this whole damn thing. This whole channel. Like, could you imagine somebody going into your DMs and release it? We just obtained Alan York's DMs from 10 years ago. We have 6,000 messages from his MySpace to the Facebook to Instagram. I done said some really thirsty things in my DMs before, so I'm hoping that nobody has, I'm a changed man. I'm in a relationship, so I hope nobody releases these DMs.
That would make me
my thirsty days. What about you, Jay?
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking that I think that's another reason why he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna resign because I'm not even that person. And I'm not, maybe, he's like, I'm not about to be hard down arguing with y'all about my racist comments 10 years ago.
Right. And I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, sometimes
would y'all be good are y'all secure? Like, if that's where we go in society, where they're like, look, everything is now public record, we're gonna start releasing everybody's DM.
I'm gonna beat him to the punch.
Nah, I mean,
I know.
Nah,
I done said some things.
Yeah, no. Y'all could do my emails. I'm cool. My tweets.
Emails, I'm good.
Definitely can't.
Emails, I'm cool.
Definitely can't my email.
I've been
Really?
said,
No emails either, Jay?
Yeah. I mean, I've done said some things on Twitter, but if we're gonna get to the DMs, that's why I'm gonna have to draw the line.
Yeah, that's
because
it.
What do y'all say?
Resignation?
Listen, y'all were gonna have to, I would have to switch my genre to R&B. They're gonna be like, look at this begging ass fool. Like, I get real Carl Thomas in the DMs. Like, I'm very Gerald Levert. I am a certified lover boy. So please, I don't need and sometimes I just be. All right, I'm gonna let y'all. Sometimes I could be speaking to myself too, and sometimes you don't know because you just be responding, and then you look up one day and they ain't even really respond to your last 4 messages. So now you just in the DMs and
by yourself. You
just by yourself, right? And I'll be like, I'm too sexy for that. Let me unsend these. Quick note, I did think it was a little bit ironic that somebody that doesn't have lips.
Hey, welcome to the Soapboxx Podcast. I'm your host, TJ Legacy, and this is our Christmas special. We're a little early, but better to come early than to not come at all. Pause. Anyway, Lord, what's going on? I'm your host, TJ Legacy, and I'm here joined with my man, 50 Grand. What's going on? Alan York, what's good?
Man, what's the word? I'm getting in the holiday spirit. This is my Santa hat, and I'm saying sponsored by Carhartt, so that everybody know this is how I'm gonna be coming down the sleigh. TJ, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I got my gangster rapper shirt here, looking good, feeling good. Styling in my. This is actually a very comfortable sweatshirt. It's really comfortable. So
what size is that, man?
I actually got a 2X. I got a little bigger.
If y'all didn't know, there is a hot and fresh thirst trap on TJ's Instagram. So all the ladies run TJ Legacy's Instagram right now and get yourself some holiday hoeing. And
is that what I was doing?
Holiday
hoeing. Actually, speaking of, look, man, I'm very happy. And yes, of course, I know for the people that are watching or listening to us on our streaming service, thank you, those who follow the Soapboxx. Follow Soapboxx Podcast with 2X. Shout out to Soapboxx Nation before I get into what I'm gonna say. Maya, shout out to you. Merry Christmas. How are you? Hopefully, happy holidays. Show said the sack coming down the sleigh. I don't know what that means.
I think she means.
What you talking about?
No, I think if I'm not mistaken, she spelled that S-A-K-E. That's Saki. I think that
is that Saki or Sake? Oh, the Sake, or is that supposed to be Sack?
No, I think it's the Saki coming down the sleigh. Like, is that the Japanese whiskey? Maya, you're gonna have to translate that for us. There's a lot of controversy going on. It's all good. It's a potentially controversial statement, or it could be really innocent about Japanese whiskey. But
hopefully she'll clear it up. But either way, we're good to go. Yes, Alan is talking about my my weight loss journey for the year. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it on another episode, but yes, I definitely gonna cue it up. Yo, I have lost over 160 pounds in a year. I'm sure you guys have noticed in the thing. So yes, that's the photo. That's a before and I guess present, because that was last night. A before and after photo. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good, feeling healthy. 1 year ago today exactly, I went I consider overseas or to the West Coast, and I was able to. I had gastric surgery, but that was only a tool. I had to come back, take that tool, and utilize it, and really bust my ass and work 6 days a week, twice a day. Change my environment, change my lifestyle, change my mindset, which was first, in order to achieve those goals. So I'm feeling good. I was diabetic, was able to reverse my diabetes. I'm not on any medication. The healthiest I've ever been in my life, closest to it. So yeah, man, I'm very thankful. Shout out to you, because you were like one of the few people that did know about it. Oh, let's get her in there. Hey, what up, Jesse?
This is so ghetto. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Hey. Difficulties. I apologize. I apologize for the ghetto-ness.
Before I'm gonna how are you feeling today, Jesse? Outside of the ghetto-ness?
Outside of the ghetto-ness, I'm feeling good. You know, I started therapy 2 weeks ago, and it feels
Hey.
it feels good to like talk to somebody about my problems. And not only that, do you guys notice anything different about me?
Wait, are you engaged?
No. Try again.
Oh, I thought you put a ring on, like your hand up. Okay.
I mean, are you mentioning the bling bling on your eyes?
I do that every week, Alan. Try again.
Okay.
Shame on
you know what?
Look, you were asking the two worst guys to notice anything about female. Your braces.
Obviously the mouthpiece.
What does that mean? The mouthpiece.
The mouthpiece is I feel like there's an extra whiting in there.
I don't have my braces on.
Hello, that's why I said the mouthpiece.
I said that.
Yes, guys, I took it out for 1 month.
1 month. Wait,
yes,
so
I'm gonna get the Brias next. It's like you put it like in the back of your teeth, so it still won't show. And I only have to keep them on for 2.5 months. So.
Well, can we get a soapbox hand clap? This is like a monumental moment for the bracers.
Yeah, I've had it on for 3 years, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
this is how you know, ladies, that men don't notice a damn thing.
First off,
you goddamn right.
That was the first thing I thought, but second thing I guessed. So I
even told you guys last week that I was coming here.
No, you didn't. You said you had an announcement.
That was my announcement.
You said what the announcement was. You see how crazy women are? Listen, they can sit there and be like, I got something to tell you. And then they tell you and they be like, oh, so you didn't know that? And I'm like, you didn't tell me until right now.
I said I had a surprise. Something was going to be different. But anyways, moving on.
You did like this, so I was like, I thought it was a ring, so I was like, I was gonna, fly the pigeon. The fellas was gonna be sad out here in the streets.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say that we are extremely proud of you for your mental and physical leaps over the last 2 weeks. It feels like we've like gained so much from you. We appreciate it. Thank you, Jesse.
Yes.
Now listen, Soapbox Nation also, and I'm not gonna get into the details, but Jesse did say off air that we all do need to contribute to her gift. We're actually going to be buying new minutes for her phone. So if you guys can Cash App Jesse,
cut it
right?
out. Cut it out.
Jesse will put her Cash App in her Instagrams.
I have Verizon, and that's not what happens. Okay, it's my Mac.
I'm gonna send you a track phone.
It's my Mac.
Right. Yeah, we're taking trap phone donations.
Keep playing me, guys.
You're gonna be a trap queen.
All we're trying to do is help. What you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just trying to get you back in these WhatsApp streets, man.
Oh, because I don't have storage. So you mean storage, not minutes, Alan?
Either or. Let's do both.
We just need a direct line of communication with you.
I don't need minutes. I don't have a Metro piece of shit. I have Verizon, regular phone on a contract, data unlimited. It's the storage.
Do you have a storage spot?
I'm gonna need you to delete some videos or whatever you got on them. Delete some apps.
Look, there's no apps. It's the pictures.
Not the hinge.
I have 31,000 pictures.
31,000 pictures of yourself? Of things?
Of many things, not just myself.
What picture is that?
Fair enough.
Has that been released? What is that? Is that an exclusive?
31,461 recents. And
whatever that picture is, I'm gonna need you to post that one.
I was gonna post it last weekend, but I didn't.
The streets want that one. That's a good one.
She's on a tight hosting schedule.
She's like, I run a tight ship on my social media schedule.
That's
all right.
That's right.
But yeah, like I was saying before Jesse came in, we were talking about, we will talk about the weight loss journey that I was on. Reverse the diabetes. We're gonna be talking a lot more about that in 2022 when I launch Soapboxx Fitness, and we talk about mental health. We talk about fitness because they all go hand in hand. So Jesse gave us a good segue, and shout out to everybody that gave me all of the positive comments, positive reinforcement, all the love. Definitely really appreciate it. You're very kind, and we're gonna keep it going. Job's not finished, and we'll see where we can take it, but I'm definitely dedicated to helping other people who have their own weight loss goals or gone through their journey and stuff as well. So, appreciate that.
I can learn a thing or two from you. So I'm gonna need you to be my mentor because I am not doing what I need to do, and I'm gonna hire you. You're my mentor. Whether you like it or not.
I appreciate it. I go in the gym and I say, what kind of guys did Jesse like? And I look at the heavyweights, I pick them up, and then I put them down. I pick them up, and I put them down. And I was like, one day Jesse will be nice to me if I do this often enough, and I'll be like, all right, cool, bet. Yeah, that's what happened.
I'm very nice.
It's crazy because I need to. I'm newly reinvigorated as well. I still, I got another 15 pounds that I want to lose. It's very, very hard to eat well when you are on vacation, and I've been out of town and on vacation for probably the last week or so. Pardon me, the better part of the last 2.5, 3 weeks, and I just feel like I ate all of the progression that I had. But it's okay. We're gonna get right. We're gonna get back, and we're gonna do it the smart way and the healthy way. So we all got something to look forward to next year. To Kanye's workout plan. Side note, speaking of being in places, I did want to say that I'm not sure if we have any Soapboxx listeners in Chicago, but I was just in your city, very beautiful city. I have no complaints outside of the actual wind, but what do they say? You're not a victim, you're a volunteer. It's called the Windy City. So any Soapboxx followers that we have in Chicago, I will be back soon.
I'm going.
Am I allowed to ask you about your post that you posted the other day? Because I have not asked you that. I was supposed to ask you that off camera. Am I allowed to ask you? No? Yay? No?
No. We're gonna. That's okay. No, we're not gonna do that.
I want to talk about the Chicago trip because I'm very concerned. I was very upset.
Right.
I was punching air. I was like, no, he didn't do my boy like that.
Well, you know what? we're not going to
Give
talk
us the
about
cliff
that.
notes, man. Give us the cliff notes.
No. So we're not going to talk about that specific instance. However, I would like to segue into something similar that you guys may have not experienced. So, Jesse, explain the time that you stood someone up on a date. And why did you do that?
You see, it's so funny that you would segue that to me. I've never done such a thing.
That's a goddamn lie. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she's lying her ass off.
Wow.
Jesse has ghosted guys. Jesse has put guys on red, and Jesse has stood motherfuckers up. Do not believe this shit. This is listen.
But even if there's something as innocent as like, oh yeah, you know, we can go out Friday, and you like just never respond again.
No, I'm not like that. You know, people have done that to me.
Let's talk about it then.
Yeah, I was dating this guy, actually, this Armenian guy, and I had really strong feelings for him. Okay, and there was it's not just one time, it's a few times, and actually he's not the only person that's done this to me, where we would plan something, like we were gonna go somewhere, like to the movies or out to dinner, whatever the case may be, and the time would come and I would get dressed up, I'd get a babysitter, and I'm like ready to go. And then last minute, hey, I actually can't make it. And like I would have to explain to my mom at the time, who was my babysitter, which she knew everything. Oh, like why aren't you going anymore? Like what happened? And I would just have to make up like some bogus excuse. So I've definitely been ghosted.
To be fair, that is very tragic, to be fair. But he told you, listen, I can't make it. Has there ever been a time where there's just no communication?
Bro, is that what happened?
I wish somebody would, because I would never talk to them again. I haven't dealt with a situation where has not said anything, and I haven't done that to anybody because I wouldn't want someone to do it to me. So sorry that you guys were expecting some different response from me.
Jesse's lying, but I'm gonna let her be great. There's the dude. Listen. Follow us at Soapboxx Podcast with 2 X. As Jesse has left you on red or has ghosted you, we need you to come into our DMs and we're gonna bring you on camera. Whether it's next week.
Compensation.
Have you been violated by Jesse? Because I don't believe this at all.
Okay, never. I'm not like that. I am not like that. I'm actually very nice, contrary to what you guys may think, because of how I'd be on the Soapboxx Podcast and my transition through the years. I would never do that to anity. Never. Like I feel like that's so messed up.
You can tell someone's got a temper when they do this. Well,
I do have a temper. I would never do that to somebody. Alan, have you done it?
I just want to clear my name and say that I did not accuse you of that. I was just asking if you've ever been on the opposite foot of that.
Oh, Alan. Are you asking me that because you were in Boston and I was supposed to show up and I didn't, because you know that wasn't my fault and I definitely.
Oh, so she ghosted out.
You know what's funny? I was not thinking about that at all.
Because I definitely.
No, I didn't ghost my man.
No, she didn't ghost me. I didn't consider it ghosting. I don't think that's not applicable.
Communicated.
Oh, you know what Jesse is? Jesse, you know what? Jesse probably don't ghost. Jesse is a flaker. She won't ghost you. She'll give you an excuse as to why she can't come or why.
I'm a mom of 3.
Oh, don't do that. Don't you do that, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that your kids. Don't you put your kids in there. I hate. You know what? All through the dating app streets. Oh, that's all you see. Is when you can see when you see a woman's profile that be like, first of all, I just want to let y'all know I put my kids first. She's letting you know right then and there. She's gonna ghost you or flake on you and use her kids as an excuse.
No,
that's one of the reasons why y'all do that on the dating apps.
You don't understand. As a mom, especially
not where I was going.
3, it is not easy to get a babysitter. It is not easy to get a babysitter.
Jesse just gets me so riled up because she's just not honest.
Okay, let me.
She's not honest with these Jumanji dating streets.
Well, she's not in them. So
don't give me that look. You gotta stop.
Thank you, Alan.
But yes, no. I wasn't bringing that up. That has nothing to do with us. No. TJ, tell us about a time you have either or have had a ghosting done to you, like no call, no show.
I've been ghosted before, but my rule is I'm not a ghostbuster, so I don't resurrect the dead, right? So if you ghost me, right? Before I used to be like, oh man, yo, what the fuck? I did something like, yo, you like, what's going on? I usually don't get ghosted. I usually get flakers. Flakers, like people, you try to set something up, like, yeah, I can come, blah, blah. Then it's like, oh, I got this going on. Can we do it next week? And I'm like, all right, cool. But then I had to realize in these dating streets, like, it's survival of the fittest. And if you are a guy who's overly accommodating to women, they'll never respect you. And so if when I set up dates or whatever, if they tell me I make a plan, and if they tell me that they're not available during that time where I make a plan, then I'll tell them straight up, okay, well, why don't you hit me up in a couple weeks when your schedule clears up, or let me know when you are available, and put it in their hands. And then I just go about my business. Have I ghosted someone purposely? No. I have gone on dates where I've, like, dating apps or whatever, and the girl didn't look like her pictures, and I've immediately turned around.
Hey, to tell us what is that conversation like?
There is no conversation. There is no conversation.
For her personally, for her personality, that's superficial.
You damn right. So I walked into a TGI Fridays, and this particular girl did not look like her photos. Right.
Also, wait, I'm sorry.
And usually, but I changed it up because now if I'm on a dating app, I will video chat with someone first before I even go on. This is early in the Tinder streets. Right.
Yeah, because now they got filters for.
Yeah, so usually my pattern goes, I'll talk to you, right? Hey, happy holidays, Dr. Polite. Happy holidays. Usually I'll talk to you, and then from there we'll go straight into, hey, are you free to video chat? And we'll video chat because I want to see you in all your glory. I don't care if you're straight out of bed, crust in your eye. I just want to see you, right? But if I go on to a date and you looking like Quasimodo, I'm turning the fuck around and I'm hightailing it out of there, and I'm going someplace else. Wow. So I've done that.
So wait, no, but I still want to know, like, you guys are on the phone. Yeah, I'm about to pull up. Okay, yeah, I'm here at the bar at TGI's, and then you see her, and then you just leave, and then you just like block her. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I walk in, but this is I walk in, I see her, because you got to think. First of all, when you're on a dating app, the initial thing is a physical attraction. It's very superficial, as you stated before. It's very superficial connection, right? So if you are doing things like altering your photos, purposely trying to make your photos like you're not, that's not how you really look like. And usually the rule is for guys on the dating streets, the fourth photo is the real photo, not the first, not the second, not the third, but the fourth one is the one that is really them, because they're looking for that filler photo, right? Because usually they'll post like 1 or 2 or 3, but that last one, that fourth one or whatever, that's who they really are, right? Because they're like, okay, this person's not really going to swipe through. So I went in, I saw this girl, she didn't look like her profile or whatever. And from there, if you you're setting up our relationship or whatever in deception. And I'm not with that. So I simply just excused myself from the table and just turned around and walked out.
Oh, so you got sat down, got face to face?
No, I went, I saw her, she said hello. I said hello. And I was like, I looked at her.
And then there was a table.
And then I left. No, it wasn't a table, it was at the bar. I saw her at the bar. I looked at her, she looked at me, she said hello, and I turned around.
Damn. She probably cried for 40 days and 40 nights.
Why is it poor thing? Why would you lie? Why would women do that?
Would you listen?
First of all, women are ruthless.
But did you say you was like, yo, I'm gonna excuse myself, but you have a good night?
No, because I didn't want to lie. I think lying is worse than giving her an excuse. She know what she did.
I didn't say lie. I said I'm excuse myself, but have a good night.
So you just left her hanging?
Or you were just like, yo, I'll be right back.
I did not leave her hanging. TGI Fridays has a tremendous late night appetizer special. She was at the bar. She had a perfect opportunity to have food and drink, and she had a ride, and she had her own ride home. I didn't take her there, so I wouldn't do some shit like that. Like if I pick you up, I'm not gonna just be like, nah. Like I've ended dates early.
But what did you say to her
Nothing.
Off the table.
Nothing.
Because you said because you said that you guys said hey.
I walked up and she said hi. And I looked at her and I turned around.
Oh my Jesus.
Wait, and she wait, time out.
See, I'm trying to get this.
You said hi to her. What's the
No, he didn't say hi.
This is like, look, if y'all want to know how I am in these dating streets, go listen to Miss Jackson, which is our most popular Soapboxx episode to this date, where I picked the girl up from jail, who I actually saw 2 weeks ago, by the way, in Orlando, which is very funny. Huh?
Purposely?
Well, she's in the media space, and so I had media credentials to an event, and we crossed paths, and she was just like, "Do you remember me?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I said hello." I was like, "Yeah, there's a whole podcast episode about you, but I mean." So.
Wow.
What was your question? Just say, do not judge me, because you are not nice to these guys in these streets. Your DMs are ring-a-ding-ding all day long. Yes, I picked her. They said jail. Yes, I picked up a girl from jail because she knew she got arrested and she needed somebody to come pick her up, and she didn't want her folks to know. So she called me because I was closest to the jail in Orlando. And so she called me. She used her one phone call to call me to pick her up. I picked her up and she got mad because I got something to eat after I picked her up from jail and I didn't get her nothing to eat. And then Alan and our former co-host was roasting me because they felt like, well, I should have fed her because she hooked up with me.
Well, to be fair,
how you pick her up from jail and not give her food but feed yourself?
No, but
first of all, I know jail. They serve dinner at 4:30. She was there, so she had dinner. 30? That's how jail is. She had dinner already in jail. I was the one that didn't eat. I was famished.
Yeah, I'm on her side. Sorry.
Of course.
So I just wanted we should just definitely extend a shout out and a condolences to the young lady.
Don't judge me. Yes. Okay. I ate a meatball sub.
Right, Terrell. Exactly my point.
Yes, I had a meatball sub, and she
also had a meatball sub.
No, she shut up, man.
She had a sub for meatballs. I know that's right.
Yeah, she had a
That's hilarious. Take that, Alan.
All right. So apparently ghosting is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Is a thing. And no, this doesn't have anything to do with my Chicago trip.
That's a lie. This is a lie. I can't be on a podcast because of liars.
We need to do a show in Chicago. I purposely want to go there.
We are going to do a live show or something in 2022.
Chicago.
Okay,
Chicago. Let's go to Chicago.
On the road.
Listen, who is in Chicago that you trying to get us to all come to be your? I don't want to be your cover. I can't go nowhere. Just say gonna get us. Someone be like, yo, you know, just say. I'm like, yeah. Jesse, there's somebody right now that's in Jesse's that's dating Jesse in their mind. That's how dangerous it is hanging out with Jesse. I'm sure there's somebody that's like, yo,
PJ,
that's my heart.
Stop you right there because I am very direct. I don't know. This perception you have of me is very strange because I'm actually very direct. You know, I'm very nice to people who DM me, you know, and I'm upfront.
That's why.
I don't lead people on. I don't give them false hope, and I don't make them feel bad about themselves. If they give me a compliment, I appreciate it and I tell them thank you. If they want something further, I let them know why it cannot go further. I do not make people feel bad. That's not who I am, TJ. I'm sorry that you think that about me, but no.
You see that tone that Jesse just used? That is a tone that is featured on Snap every week. And someone that tone sends chills down my spine. We said, no. Anytime a woman does that little bend of the head and they start talking that soft tone, that's someone who's an assassin, and you probably should make sure that she goes to sleep before you do.
Okay. You're so funny. You got jokes.
I'm telling you. But I'm for real. There's a lot of people that are in situationships. Ghosting is not right. I don't like it. I don't like when it's done to me. I don't ghost people because you just kind of, but now it's a difference. If you're having an interaction with someone, Alan, and you're talking to him and you're trying to set up. I don't deal with flaking. Flaking is disrespectful. But what is going on here? It is very distracting, and I'm drinking my wine. Lord Jesus. Let me get my little elf.
What is that? Is that Snoop on a stoop? No, it's not.
No.
What's that? That's Elf on the Shelf?
It's just an elf I bought. He's not on the shelf. He's on my table.
Oh, it's the African American version. That's the one.
We don't do besides this one because he's a gangster. He's a trap. We don't do.
He's light skinned. Light skinned Santa.
All the Santas look like me in my house, and all the elves look like me.
Oh, can I just say something? Because it just made me think about it. Because you have an African American elf on the shelf, and you know most of the elf on the shelves.
He could be Dominican too. I don't know.
Right, but he's exactly of a different culture other than the Caucasian.
Yes.
And I just want to say this: I recently had a holiday party or a holiday celebration. I will not speak on what company I work for, as a protection of myself and my employment, in which I need. But I would like to say that my job is there's a lot of minorities in higher positions, which is great. But in the higher positions and in the activities committee, there are people who are not minorities. And we recently had a holiday celebration, and there was a trivia game. And when I tell you that trivia game made my blood boil, you guys have no idea how pissed off I was. They were asking questions in regards to Christmas, in regards to Christmas movies, in regards to Christmas songs that were all surrounded of Caucasian music. And all the Caucasians in our company, you have to type in the answer. They were on it. It's something that I've never seen in my life. They were like I couldn't even Google it to even try to figure it out, because literally before they could even finish asking the question, they already knew what the answer was. And it was only the Caucasian people who knew what the answer was. So I would like to say this. If you work in a company where it is majority Caucasians, you should definitely get involved in the activities committee. Get involved in any way you can, because you will not win a single damn prize.
I was just about to say that. I was like, you know what? This sounds like it sounded like they was giving some prize, and you was over there sulking like, "Fuck y'all winning all this shit."
Listen, I ended up right at the end, because I was like, I really wanted to win something. So right at the end, I did end up participating. I had this I participated the whole time because I love shit like that. So it really did make me upset that the questions they had, anybody, if you didn't grow up in that culture, you're really not going to know any of that stuff that they were asking. And that really irritated me, which I will definitely end up bringing up. And I probably might even join the activities committee. But what I will say is this. I wore a take me off single. I wore a ugly sweater. TJ, I wore an ugly sweater for the ugly sweater contest, and it said straight out of the North Pole, and the Santa Claus was a black Santa Claus, and my sweater lit up and everything, and nobody else.
Oh, you had an ugly sweater party.
Yeah. That was part of the stuff that was involved in this stuff in the contest. Okay. And this was the last contest. And me and two other people had sweaters that lit up, and my sweater was pretty damn cool. So guess what I got? I got an honorable mention, which I will not complain about. I did win something. I won this spa shower.
That's dope.
Thing.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for that. Actually, I was really happy with my prize. I thought that was pretty dope. But that's not my point. My point is that honorable mention, and then they were playing bingo and they were changing the rules. You know what? It's just too much to get into right now. It's just this is my
makes you emotional. It gets you in your feelings. I know.
This is my message. My message is this: is that if you work in a company that the majority is of non-minority higher ups get involved in the activities committee so you can use your voice to
win Christmas prizes.
Yeah, not only win Christmas prizes, but like lead the questions, because like I said, the trivia games were literally stuff that I like, Saint Nicholas and who was reindeers, elves in 1900. Like when I tell you the questions were like absurd, I am not even joking. I'm really not. I promise.
And it's funny that you say that, because what you think and what I may think is absurd. Like you said, they couldn't wait to answer them joints. Like those were easy peasy for them.
Like literally, the speaker wouldn't even be done talking, and they would be already with the answers. And I'm like,
so
what?
you mad at the white folks for being better at trivia than you because they
No,
knew
I'm mad that they were asking questions that people like me who grew up in a different culture would have no idea what the answer to those questions were. So they should have had the questions should have been more diverse.
So you mad at the white imperialism? I'm with you, sister. I'm with you.
Whatever. They should have had questions that cater to the minorities the same way they had questions that cater to people of their descent. That's all I'm saying.
And they probably didn't know that minorities don't really rock with.
Of course not. And that's why I'm saying that as a minority in your employment, if you have stuff like that, you should get involved in the activities committee, which is what I'm going to do next year. Guaranteed.
Look
you know what? Be the change
you want to see. I like that.
Be the change, just say. You're right. Be the change.
That's the moral of the story here, y'all. Look, we gave you game. I'm giving you jewels.
What's your
moral of the story?
What's your campaign? What's the first thing you're gonna do as a part of that committee? What's the very first order of action?
The very first thing I'm going to do, I mean, if it comes to holiday parties, I'm definitely going to switch up the questions, TJ. I think that was the whole point of what I was saying here.
I'm thinking like, I know that, but I'm talking about like any other fresh ideas that you may have, like whether it's music, whether it's presentation, whether it's something. Are you going to bring in Kwanzaa into it? Like, what do you?
I will bring whatever it needs that needs to bring, because the thing about me.
That is a political answer. I love that.
I have always used my voice.
That's
regardless if I got in trouble or not. I have always used my voice, and I've always encouraged people to use their voice. And I'm ready, actually, bringing into this new year. I am definitely going to join the activities committee, and I'm going to be the voice, the change that I am.
Oh, you know what? Just say 2022.
That's period. Matter of fact, in 5 years, I'm gonna run for mayor if I'm still living in Bronx.
Look. There we go. There we go.
You know, listen. If you're worried about anything in them 31,000 camera roll,
I'm not.
It'll be amplified as soon as you try to run for mayor. Just like,
and that is okay. And I will advocate for people like me. For the picture hoarders? For the picture hoarders? Exactly.
Okay. So shout out to our other picture hoarders out there. Now, speaking of Black excellence, moving on from Santa Claus and the elf and Jesse's future mayoral run. Sure, yep. One of those. Our man, I do have to bring up and shout out our brother Deion Sanders. So Deion Sanders, who is the current coach of Jackson State University, which is a HBCU, he recently lured the top recruit in the nation, wide receiver, from, ironically, his alma mater, Florida State. Now,
is that your team, Alan? How they
I was going to say, if anyone knows me, they know that I am a Florida State fan. But Deion is
Did
like
they do okay this year? What was their record, Alan? I'm sorry.
We don't need to talk about that. If anyone needs to know, yes, I am a really, really big Florida State fan. But Deion is also one of my top favorite athletes of all time, who ironically went to Florida State. So the brother Travis Hunter was the number one recruit in the nation, all set to go to Florida State. And the brother Primetime Deion worked his magic and got him to come to Jackson State University. This is a big deal because normally people of that stature on the recruiting list do not go to HBCU. They always go to a power conference. So the fact that Deion Sanders was able to make that swing, it has the whole country on notice right now. So I just wanted to shout out and give praise to Deion Sanders. He's doing a great job with the school over there. They're 11-1. So, continue to do your thing. Continue to strive, brother. And Travis Hunter, make sure you kill when you go over there, since if you're not going to be with us, with the Noles, go to HBCU and kill out there, brother. So shout out to Deion Sanders, and shout out to Travis Hunter as well, bro.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a ripple effect, man. I think this is great because not only that, we have these black athletes who are really classified or looked at as, in some of these PWIs, which are prestigious, predominantly white institutions, as basically racehorses or cattle. Like, they're just there for their athleticism. And yes, they get an education, but that's how they're viewed. They don't really care about where they come from or their culture as much as HBCUs do. And I'm an HBCU alum at FAMU, Florida A&M University. But I think this is great. This young man made a decision. He could have went to Florida. He could have went to Florida State and played in the ACC. However, he's a cornerback. Right? That's his primary position. Why wouldn't you go to the greatest cornerback in the history of the NFL, who already has connections to the NFL now, work for NFL Network? Why wouldn't you be coached by the greatest cornerback of all time? So when you look at it, it's a no-brainer. But this is a ripple effect because the predominantly white institutions, the PWIs, right? They and all the other NCAA mainstream collegiate teams are panicking because they're like, this could possibly be a trend, right? Where more of these top recruits are going to HBCUs. And really it's because of the NIL. NIL is a name, image, likeness, because the Supreme Court passed legislation saying that these college athletes can now make money off of their name, image, likeness, where they weren't able to do before. So now they can get sponsorships and things outside of just their scholarship that they were getting to attend the university. So now you're seeing with the transfer portal. So college football is basically changing because they're doing everything but trying to pay all the players, because what it is professional sports, right? But they're not trying to pay all the players to get them into to give them a piece of those billion-dollar, that was a multi-billion-dollar industry, which college football really is. So they are concerned that Deion Sanders, this is just the beginning. So what I see happening moving forward is these big-time institutions, the Power 5 institutions, right? Like Florida State, like Florida, like Michigan, and some other institutions, right? Notre Dame, they're going to start soliciting some of these former professional athletes, and hiring them as consultants, hiring black coaches to resonate with those kids in order to get them to come to these programs, because this is similar to Jay-Z becoming a sports agent. People will go to who they feel comfortable around. And so if they're like, look, I'm going to get this education and I'm be able to play and I'll be able to start and have a good career and be taught and I'll be able to win. Deion Sanders was the coach of the year in the SWAC conference. So right. I think good luck to this young man. He made his own decision, stood on his own square. That's what you want our young brothers to do. Yep. And I think this is only the beginning. And now they're panicking because Florida just passed legislation to ensure that collegiate athletes can get money off of their likeness as well. So Deion Sanders is literally changing the game. And this just shows what I will say is this. This just shows the vitriol that some of these people had. They were burning Deion Sanders jerseys, Florida State fans. They were so mad that he took a top recruit. But mind you, they had an opportunity. Florida State had an opportunity to hire Deion Sanders and went with Mike Norvell out of Memphis. So now maybe this will turn the tide to we got to start looking at some of these black coaches a little bit more, and some of these players, these high school kids, they have a little bit more say so in where they go and who they go with, because I think he got another recruit who's also a top 5 recruit as well, and I think he plays wide receiver that's coming to Jackson State too. So shout out to Deion Sanders, shout out to Prime, and shout out to all of the college football players, whether you go to a PWI or HBCU, that's out here doing what's best for you in your career, in your family, and moving forward, because all of these executives for the NCAA and these administrations for the institutions, they're doing the same thing. So I appreciate it. Salute to you.
Right. And to kind of like, even in going off of that with the ripple effect, we just had a historic hiring in Notre Dame, who just hired their head coach, which is a brother. So Marcus Freeman.
I don't like that hire.
Listen, Marcus Freeman is new black coach of Notre Dame. Why do you think? Do you think it's too much milk on his breath? Are they setting up for failure?
Nope. I think because I saw how Notre Dame. First of all, I don't like Notre Dame. I never liked Notre Dame as a Michigan fan, but just not as a Michigan fan, but just basically how Notre Dame treated Tyrone Willingham, who was also a black coach when he was there. I think that they basically hired him as a. We'll see how much latitude they give this coach, right? Who is an up and coming coach and is qualified, but we'll see how long of a leash they give him when it comes to building this program, and whether or not he's just there to kind of right the ship for now because Brian Kelly decided to jump to LSU, or if they're gonna really want him to be there long term, right? Did they just hire him to appease the current players, and because recruiting was right around the way, they wanted to show that Notre Dame had some stability, or are they actually invested in Marcus Freeman? So we shall see. We'll see how he coaches in the bowl game. I wish him nothing but success unless he plays Michigan. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very iffy on all things Notre Dame because I've seen how they treated black collegiate coaches. I see how, but not just Notre Dame, but NCAA, how they treat black collegiate coaches across the board. They have very short leashes when it comes to building programs, and they are terminated fairly quickly. So I will be shocked if he doesn't win big or start building a culture if he's there longer than 3 years.
Right. And it's, with college, it is kind of definitely weird because you do need, in all reality, probably at least 6 to 7 years to build your culture from the ground up. And that's because, you're coming in the first 3 years is going to be mostly the previous regime's recruit if you wasn't around. So by the time, you get everybody that you want to get, or, at least have your full recruiting swing as well as your full coaching staff, and you're able to kind of implement everyone from 1 to 52 into the program, you're looking at, like I said, anywhere between like 4 to 7 years. And then you still have to worry about the on the field stuff, and talent can only take you but so far. So college is a very interesting profession in that manner. So, shout out to all these young brothers getting jobs. Shout out to Eddie George. Eddie George is in the SWAC too. He also got a good position over there. Not too long prior to Deion Sanders, maybe a little bit after, but I know they did face to face this year. So shout out to both of those legends. And Grambling just hired a familiar name as well. We'll get back to y'all next week with who that brother is. I apologize for that. But yeah, the tides is turning. The tides is turning.
Nice.
Word. Yo, I really want to get y'all opinion on, and we waited last week because we wanted to get your opinion on.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Hugh Jackson is who just got hired by Grambling. And if you know him, you know his story in the NFL, you're rooting for Hugh Jackson. So shout out to Hugh Jackson getting that space at Grambling. Go ahead, TJ.
I really wanted to get into this conversation because I know Jesse is probably going to be passionate about it. And I know, Alan, you are a music enthusiast and aficionado. So I wanted to get your thoughts on L.A. Reid, right? Famed music producer, L.A. Reid. He came out and he had a suggestion. You all know how they have these verses, right? Well, he said the verses that he would like to see, I don't even know how to spell it. Let me see. Anyway. He wants to see Beyonce versus Mariah Carey in a versus. And I feel like that's very, very interesting because I know everybody was like, yo, who could Beyonce go against if she's ever gonna do a versus, yada yada yada. And I always was like, you know, Beyonce is a top 10, top 5 greatest performers of all time. Right? You cannot take that away from her. She's top 5 in the history of music, history of performance, top 5. I thought Chris Brown should go against her because Chris Brown has an extensive catalog and he is also a top 10, top 5 greatest performers of our generation of all time.
Yeah.
But when I thought about it, I said Mariah Carey, she's got an extensive catalog.
She definitely does.
When you start thinking about and you start doing the tail of the tape, you know, where they put the 2 boxes together in the ring, right? You start to think, wait a minute. I think, and this is my opinion, I think Mariah Carey could beat Beyonce in a versus. What do you think, Jesse?
Oh, that's tricky because honestly, they both have hits. They both are vocally talented. Honestly, I think it would end up being a tie. I legitimately.
There are no ties in life.
What?
There are no ties in life.
Yes, there are. And I think in this situation, there would be a tie because Mariah Carey, she has so much music. She has so many hits, and you cannot deny that the talent is there. Like her voice is just undeniable. Like you cannot deny like the notes that she can hit. She's there. She's it. And I feel like the same goes with Beyonce. Like she has so many hits. Her vocals are there. And I feel like it would definitely be, and I feel like it would come down to like the songs they place against each other. Like,
right.
Because I feel like it could literally be a tie. And it comes down to like, what song are you going to play to verse with Beyonce's song? Because like you could play one song, but if Beyonce's song or if Mariah Carey's song was way better than that song, that's the only way they're going to win because they're both vocally talented and they both have hits. So I feel like that would be, I don't know. Like I really don't know who would win that. I would vote for both of them, personally.
Let's do a run before I get your take, Alan. Let's do a rundown, right? When we start thinking about vocal performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's got a greater vocal performance? That leans towards Mariah Carey vocally.
They both have their up moments. They both.
If you had to choose, if you had A or B,
I'm not gonna choose because
Mariah that's the whole point of the verses, though.
No, but listen, Mariah Carey, she's up there, but she's had her low moments. I think there was a New Year performance that people made a meme out of that she didn't do so great. And Beyonce had that whole like lip sync incident at the inauguration and other instances that she didn't do that great. And I feel like they have, okay, it's not fair to say that, TJ, because like, look at them, right? They were both in their prime. They're both like elevated now. And as you grow, truthfully, your voice is not the same. It's not the same. So we're basing it off of their history. Now, if you want to base it off of right now, who they are now vocally, then they would have to perform live. But I don't think that's fair. I think you have to base it off their history and what they have brought to the table.
Yeah, I'm talking over time. You're right. I'm talking over time. I think Beyonce is an above average singer, but I think over time you got to think when you talk about Mariah Carey's range. I think Mariah Carey vocally has Beyonce. Now, not saying she kills her, has her. Now Beyonce's stage performance kills Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey can't move worth a damn. Okay, like
they both like bring to the table in their own way.
She's gonna be an ostrich on stage. Like she's a vocalist, right? You know what I'm saying? Like she's not gonna be able to move.
It would be.
But when we talk about songs like, we can even talk about Christmas songs. All I Want for Christmas, Honey with Diddy, the song she did with Boyz II Men, Hero. I think Hero beats Halo. You see what I'm saying? Like it's real interesting. Alan, what you think?
I'm about to put it on my playlist.
I don't know. I mean, that's definitely
a
that's a barn burner.
The only verses I watched was the Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley Brothers, right?
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is with the verses, it definitely, for the most part, it has become like more so of a celebration as opposed to like a head-to-head combat. So I will say that. So I think that would just be a great night of music, just generally. And I think you have to give them 30 records. You can't do the general 20. I think that would be too low. I mean, listen, Mariah Carey had a greatest hits album called Number Ones in 1998. Like 1998. And this was before arguably her peak. And, you know, some people would say like the Emancipation of Mimi was her peak. And that came out in like 2003 or something like that. So, you know, she has...
Of Mariah Carey, she looks really good. I'm sorry. Is that the word?
Yeah, no, Mariah Carey has always been good from the moment that she came out.
She is. I'm a fan of voluptuous.
I think for me, Mariah Carey, the only album that she came out that I wasn't too crazy about, maybe there was a few songs that I really liked, was the newest album that she had. But aside from that, since she came out, Mariah Carey has been it. Like you cannot deny that.
Yeah. You know what? Sorry, I cut you off, Alan. I'm sorry with my thirst. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, what I was gonna say is, well, one, they definitely need 30 records. Two, I think it's just because, you know, I think immediately the difference between them two is I feel like Beyonce may have experimented with more sounds over the course of her career, but then like she has a ton of ballads as well to like, you know, kind of match the general tempo that Mariah Carey goes with when she's like in her Jermaine Dupri bag with her ballads as well. So, and you know, it would be a really, really, really good even matchup. So I think that's dope. I do believe that officially Mariah Carey was like my first ever like celebrity crush. Right.
Yeah, no, Mariah Carey was that girl.
Right, yeah. She was like my first. I was like 6. Like, it's fly. Like, she's dope.
I actually bought the Butterfly album. And I was like, Janet Jackson.
Yeah, Mariah Carey was like my first like celebrity crush. Like her and like Ashley from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But like, I love
Tatiana Ali.
Right. I love Mariah Carey so much, like that my family thought that I was gonna end up with a woman of lighter skin just because of that. I don't know why families put that on you so early, but I was like, I just love Mariah Carey.
Like, I just love her.
I just love her. So shout out to Mariah Carey. Yeah. And I felt slightly vindicated when she married Nick Cannon because I felt like, you know,
it's an extension of you.
Right, like okay, so I wasn't really too out of my league. Like,
no, that's how, you know what's funny? You say that. That's how I feel about women that like Rick Ross. Women that like Rick Ross or Timbaland, I'm like, I got a shot.
I have never heard.
We're in the same track.
I've never heard a woman say she has a crush on Timbaland. Shout out to Timbaland.
No, I'm talking about women like not Timbaland, but like women who like women's like, oh damn, I kind of feeling Rick Ross. I know he got money and shit like that, but
Ross I've heard of.
But I'm like, yeah, you like me. We in the same bracket. You know what I mean?
Weight class?
We're in the same bracket. So we're in the same tribe. So I know you feeling me.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes,
you can say something really long if you like as well.
No, it's gonna be short. Okay. Only because we're on the topic of Nick Cannon. I do wanna offer my condolences. He did lose his baby boy, and that is so sad. Oh my goodness, it's like so sad. And like I cannot ever imagine what that feels like to lose a child. So my heart goes out to him and his family, and I just pray for healing and comfort over him. because that is a tragedy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're right. That is tough. That is tough.
Jesse.
Yes.
Who was your first celebrity crush?
Bow Wow, Little Bow Wow.
So, and it's crazy because he's still the same height, so you can kind of relive those.
Nah, I had a thing for Bow Wow, but it was out of this world. I would literally know his songs the same day it came out. And this was back in the day where internet wasn't really a thing, so I would listen to his songs, rewind it, write it down, memorize it, know it by the next day when I went to school. Literally, I knew all his songs. When I lived in New York, I would he had a free concert one day and I cried because I missed it. But then I met Lala saw me on TRL and she was like, I like your hair. And I'll never forget that moment. But
yo, did y'all hear about Lala?
What about her?
Allegedly, Lala and Swiss Beats allegedly had an affair. Ooh. And he cheated with Alicia Keys, but I don't really feel that bad because then Alicia Keys cheat with Swiss Beats on his ex-wife. So
no,
how you lose them is how you get them is how you lose them. No, but this is all allegedly. That's just gossip. I don't really gossip like that. But so like in Living Color skit, y'all ain't hear that from me.
You just gossiped right now. You brought the gossip out of left field. I never even heard of that gossip.
Are you serious? There's an article. Man, I read articles. There's articles about it.
Articles be lying.
He has a comment.
Wait, what article? What source? Not people's.
Okay. All right. Y'all gonna do Swiss Beats.
Okay, while you're searching that, I just want to say that yes, I had a thing for Bow Wow. I loved him so much. And then as I grew older, it was
Hot 97.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Go ahead.
As I grew older, when I was in high school, it was Chris Brown, and then out of high school, it was Drake. And I think till this day, for music celebrity crushes, it's still Drake. And I know that one day he's gonna see me, and I'm gonna be his crush too.
Oh, you gonna be Drake's crush?
Yeah, I'm gonna be his crush.
That sounds fantastic, Jesse. I'm happy for you.
I mean, that's not out the realm of possibility. You gotta know what comes.
It's not. Like I'm sure Drake has frequent crushes.
No, but I'm gonna be his crush.
I mean, and Massachusetts isn't that far from Canada. That's a good 45-minute flight.
He doesn't live in Canada.
He does. Well, he's bi-coastal, but he has like the biggest house on earth in Canada.
Well,
so he's there a lot.
I will be visiting Canada and LA.
He also said that on a recent record, which was funny, that he couldn't leave the country for a while because COVID was so crazy.
Oh, so really?
Yeah,
we should definitely do a show wherever he is based and maybe promote it to an extent where he will see it and maybe show up.
I have a question. Would you ever sign a non-disclosure agreement, Jesse? Like if it's like for someone in the status of like a Drake or something was like, yo, we can hang out, we can chill, but you got to sign this NDA? Because that's a lot of celebrities do that. Would you?
I would sign it for someone like Drake, someone like Chris Brown. I wouldn't sign it for someone who was below them. I recently
their celebrity status has to be warranted. You're not doing that for Bow Wow? No NDA for Bow Wow?
I recently had someone reach out to me in my DMs, and this really pissed me off actually. They were a verified person who was actually on Wildin' Out. Shout out to Nick Cannon because maybe one day I will be on Wildin' Out. But he had reached out to me and he asked me if I was under a contract, and I was like, no, I'm not. And he said, oh, well, you should be. And then I was like, yeah, that would be great. Like I would love that, obviously, because I do want to further my career in media. But I've got scammed so many times that you cannot play me anymore. But like I said, this is someone who is verified, who there's a lot of celebrities who comment on his stuff. Like I've seen it till this day. He's still posting. And he asked me that question and I answered him. And then he was like, okay, well, I want to help you out, yada, yada, yada. I was like, cool, whatever. And long story short, aside from everything else, which I won't get into right now, maybe on another day, he asked me to send naked pictures of myself. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I'm not going to do that. Because like I said, I've been through situations in my life where I've learned from it. So I was like, no, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable. He's like, well, would you feel comfortable doing it in a studio? And I'm like, no, like, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do it. So just for like all the people out there, if you have somebody in your DMs, I don't care if they're verified. Honestly, there's nobody who should be asking you to send naked pictures of yourself on a professional level. That is very unprofessional, in my opinion. And I wish somebody could prove me wrong and tell me like, no, actually, this is how it is in the industry. But for me, I'm not doing that. I'm not, especially, I mean, maybe if Drake said it, but I'm not doing that for this guy. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
Not for the seventh man on the bench of the.
That's how you know you're not. That's how you know when. Listen,
to send him naked
sexual harassment is subjective. Sexual harassment is subjective. If she's not, if she's not feeling you, then it's harassment.
I deleted all the messages, and then like recently, like he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, did you change your mind?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't change my mind because I don't feel comfortable sending you naked pictures of myself." He's like, "Well, would you feel comfortable if we did it in a studio?" And I just like didn't respond to it.
I don't know. Maybe he was like, maybe he was thinking.
Wait, hold on. Let me talk to DC Young Fly real quick. All right, let me talk to him real quick.
Yes, maybe he can help me out. You know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, that wasn't him. I was just reaching.
No, it wasn't him. Justina Valentina, who I love so much, she follows him. Shaquille O'Neal also follows him. And there was a few other celebrities that.
You know, I'm a journalist, right? So don't let me get my.
When this call cuts off, I'll let you guys know exactly who it is. But
damn, you can't say it on here. You about to Me Too somebody right now.
I'm not gonna put it out in the public. I'm definitely not. I'll explain to you guys a little bit more in detail, like off camera. But
damn. That whole story. I want to guess first.
That whole story sounds like something that I've seen a couple of times. On Pornhub.com. So that's normally how it starts out. It's like, you know, you just kind of like, so are you sure you don't want to be a video vixen for this famous rapper? Like, oh, and then you can come up to the studio and, you know, that'll make you. So maybe he meant like a porn contract because that sounds really creepy.
No, but the thing is, like, he has a contract, he has a media organization. He works with an actor who is actually in power. And they follow him, okay, and he works with like other celebrities, and he told me that he has a few projects coming out, and that I would be featured in like all of these different type of films, but like I simply was not comfortable with the fact of sending naked pictures of myself.
Yeah,
because I don't even know, like, no, I mean it's more to it, and like I said, I'll say it off of camera,
for sure.
But I've been through so much, like I'm not about to like put myself out there.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't even
want to get that Soapboxx OnlyFans popping 2022. That's what we're gonna do.
Subscribe. Yeah, I don't even want to crack another joke about it because that's extremely creepy, and we may have to go upside your head with a bottle. Just because you are the seventh man on Wild 'N Out does not mean that.
I got hit on. Actually, I don't even want to say that.
No, go ahead.
I would like to hear it.
I'm not gonna say it because I know how it's gonna sound, but I was like, nah, I'll say it off camera. No, we good. Hey, what's the moral of the story, Alan?
I've been hit on by no celebrities, so it looks like I'm the outlier here.
I've been grabbed. My junk has been grabbed by old black lady in a church. So it is fucking crazy in this.
Yes, it's time to wrap this up. So
yeah, Alan, what's your moral of the story, man?
The moral of the story is that's what we call a chain reaction. You know what I'm saying? You know, as you can see, a lot of actions have reactions that have chain reactions, as we can see what the brother is doing in Jackson State. I just wanted to shout out to Deion Sanders once again and the young brother Travis for putting their hands, putting their minds, and putting their career in the right hands, I should say. So every action has a chain reaction. You never know if that leap of faith that you are going to take is going to inspire 6 more people to do the same. So, you know, stay true to your heart, and you never know who you're going to inspire. You know what I'm saying? Also, as I stated, this is my Santa hat. We may be here next week, may not be here next week.
We will be.
We'll see. We'll see. TJ, what's your moral of the story?
Oh, we going to me? Okay.
We're gonna let the lady end it.
Yeah, my moral of the story is listen, holiday season is coming around. I know a lot of people are affected with their mental health and all the good stuff. I've had some very tough holiday seasons, and not having family, not having friends, not having people around you, and or not having to give, not being able to provide gifts or whatever. So it's really not about what's under the tree, but rather the people you spend time with around the tree. And sometimes it's really just about your peace, man. So however you decide to spend your holiday season, all right, find your peace, find your happiness, and hold on to it, run to it, and find joy, man. Let's find joy. Go see some lights, go figure skating, go watch a old Christmas movie, go, text that ex, go slide into a DM, go do what you want. Excuse me, it's my time. Go do it.
Talking.
Go do it. Just don't ask her for naked pictures or nothing like that. Just go do it. If she wants to send you naked pictures, she'll do it before 2022, because YOLO, she's gonna live her new life in 2022. 2021, she's just doing what she gotta do. Listen, y'all have a good time. This has been a great year for me. I'm very blessed to be on this podcast, blessed to be with my co-host. And I'm going to go see Spider-Man tomorrow. And if anybody tries to ruin it before tomorrow, I'm going to be violent. So, make sure you find your peace, man. And happy holidays to each and every one of you. I feel so blessed. I feel so good. I'm positive. And my last thing is, please remove negative fucking people and toxic people out of your life. Don't wait for the new year. Do that shit right now. Not now. Nah. Do it right now. Okay? And that's what I got to say to y'all. So happy holidays.
Thank you. Now, to last but of course not least, New Teeth, who this? Jesse, bring us home with the moral of the story.
Listen.
I'm sorry, did I just catcall you on camera? I'm sorry.
Look, do not text no exes, especially if my man is your ex. Do not text him if you don't want to get beat up. Just kidding. I'm not, but
we
I am.
We fighting in 2021?
I was just joking. It was a joke. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. No, what I will say is this. Like we said in the beginning, be the change you want to see. Okay, if you work in an organization that is majority of the Caucasian descent, please join that committee and be the change you want to see, because that's what I'm going to do. Because I can guarantee you at next year's holiday party, we are going to have some questions about this Christmas, the movie with Chris Brown, some Medea questions. I'm pretty sure she has a holiday movie. And I'm pretty sure Friday, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of holiday movies I could throw in there. And just be the change that you want to see. Do not text your ex, because he ain't shit. You deserve better. He is your ex for a reason. And bring in the new year with new shit. You do not need to spin the block, because there's billions of people in this world. And you might think that your ex is that person for you, but I guarantee you he is not. Or she is not. There's better people out there for you. Guarantee. I can sign my name on a dotted line to notarize that statement. But
ma'am.
Hey, text him, hey big head, thinking about you for the holiday season. See where it got you. Go ahead. You put that coin in that slot machine, and you crank that lever, and you never know what's gonna happen. You never know.
Listen, this is such an opposite end of the spectrum. So listen to whomever you trust more. Soapboxx Nation.
You try your luck in Jesse's DMs and just say, "Listen, I saw you in the lavender with the
Soapboxx Nation
out looking right."
Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We will see y'all next week. Peace, love, share, comment.
Peace.
Anything. Tell them what we talking about. Anything. Tell them what we talking about.